A philosophy professor stood before his class and had some items in front of him. When the class began, he wordlessly picked up a very large and empty glass jar. He proceeded to fill the jar with stone. "Is the jar full?" he asked his students. Unanimously, everyone responded yes. The professor then picked up a box of pebbles and poured them into the jar. He shook the jar lightly. The pebbles rolled into the areas between the stones. Again he asked, "Is the jar full?" And again the students responded, yes. The professor next picked up a box of sand and poured it into the jar. And of course, the sand filled up all the space left between the pebbles and the stones. Once more he asked, "Is the jar full?" Of course, everyone responded. The professor then produced 2 beers from under his table and poured both bottles into the jar, filling the empty space between the sand. Everyone in the class laughed. "Now," the professor said as the laughter dissipated into silence, "I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. The stones are the important things. Your family, your children, health, friends, and your favorite passions. If everything else was lost and only they remained, your life would still be full. The pebbles are the other things that matter, like your job, your house, or your car. The sand is everything else, the small stuff. If you put the sand into the jar first," he continued, "there's no room for the pebbles or the stones. The same goes for life. If you spend all your time and energy on the small stuff, you'll never have room for the things that are important to you. Pay attention to the things critical to your happiness. Spend time with your parents. Spend time with your children. Call your grandparents. Take your significant other out for dinner. Go out and have a good time with your friends. There will always be time to clean the house and mow the lawn. Take care of the stones first, the things that really matter. Set your priorities. Everything else is just sand." As he finished his sentence, one student raised her hand and inquired what the beer represented. The professor smiled and said, "I'm glad you asked. The beer just shows that no matter how full your life may seem, there's always room for a couple beers with a friend." Our lives are short, and it has become a common practice in our culture to get lost in hustling and working. We are using the few waking hours we have in our day to chase money and success and partners and goals in hopes that it will help us reach happiness when we can be happy right now. If we choose to make time for our family, friends, and hobbies while continuing to work on ourselves, we can be happy all the time while constantly improving. This jar represents that. Put the things with real value and meaning in your life first. Put your family and loved ones and your passions and your dreams first, because when everything else is lost, these are the things that will keep your spirit going. This might seem overwhelming and hard, but remember, even when life seems full, there will always be times for spontaneous moments of laughter or a random encounter with an old friend. No matter how heavy life can get, there will always be space to relax, let go, and just be. After all, we only live once, and it is much better to live a fulfilled life rich with experiences that truly matter to you than a busy life of meaningless, mundane tasks and work. Stop counting your days and start making your days count. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.